right, determine the points on the curve y equals 4x minus tan x, where the slope of the tangent is 0 and the interval 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to pi. So first off, we want to find y prime because we're looking for the slope of the tangent. And we want to set that equal to 0 because we're looking for when the slope of the tangent is 0. So first off, we're going to be doing y prime equals 4 minus secant squared x. And that is because the derivative of 4x is 4 and the derivative of tan x is secant squared x. Now we set that equal to 0, so we get 4 minus secant squared x equals 0. The next step, we're going to isolate the secant squared x. So secant squared x equals 4. Then we go ahead and take the square root to both sides. So secant x equals plus or minus the square root of 4. And so then secant x equals plus or minus 2. And secant x is the same as 1 over cosine x. And 1 over cosine here is going to equal plus or minus 2. And so then cosine x is equal to plus or minus 1/2. So that means that cosine x is equal to positive 1/2 and cosine x is equal to negative 1/2. And we're looking for the x values that makes that true. So we're going to use trig and the unit circle to help us find x, but we're also given the interval that x is between 0 and pi. So we're also going to be using that as well. So since we're only in the interval from 0 to pi, I drew the upper half of the unit circle from 0 to pi, and that's it, because we're only looking for x values here. Then I went ahead and drew a triangle in the first quadrant, and I'm looking to solve for x, which is our angle. So cosine is your adjacent side, so when our adjacent side is 1/2, we're trying to figure out what is x. So x in this case is equal to pi over 3. And I'm also going to write that as with the Greek letter itself, so it's a little clearer to see. So x is equal to pi over 3. So that will be one of our solutions. Now let's go ahead and see when cosine x is equal to negative 1/2. So here we're going to show when cosine x is negative 1/2. So this is where our adjacent side is now negative 1/2 and we want to find x. So x here is also going to be pi over 3. That's called your reference angle. The reference angle is inside of the triangle. And so the reference angle here is also equal to pi over 3. But we actually should probably call this a different number or a different letter. But we want to actually find this angle that goes all the way up until this point here. So to find that angle, we have to do pi minus pi over 3. Because pi would be going all the way over to this point here, but we want to subtract out this inside portion, which was our pi over 3. So if we subtract that out, then we get our angle here, which is what we're looking for. So this is equal to 2 pi over 3. So x equals 2 pi over 3, and x equals pi over 3. Those will be your two solutions.